Hey everyone, it's Alex here with Quantum DSP. In response to a bunch of comments we received on our YouTube channel, we decided to shoot an introductory video on how to connect a full frequency, full response speaker directly into your guitar interface. Now once you've done this, you can use any amp sim plugin in a band rehearsal situation or even in a live performance. So in today's example, I'm going to show you how this is done using the Line 6 Power Cab. Here we have the control panel of the Line 6 Power Cab. Like other full frequency, full response speakers on the market, it has built-in speaker cabinet emulations as well as the ability to load third-party impulse responses. But for today's example, we've set it to the flat mode because we really want to get that PA system type response. So if I click on edit here, you'll see that it's set to flat FRFR. And what that means is it's going to be engaging the woofer and the tweeter without additional equalization. Now, many FRFR speakers allow you to remove the woofer and the tweeter from the equation, so you can experiment with that amp in the room type sound. But for today's example, we want it to function with the woofer and the tweeter to give us a PA type response. From here, we're going to use the AmpSim plugin and its built-in IR loaders to really drive the sound, and it's going to come through the power cab without any additional equalization. This is the back panel of our power cab. In order to connect this into our guitar interface, we're going to need an XLR to balance 1/4-inch cable, otherwise known as a TRS input, and it looks like this. So we're going to go ahead and plug in the XLR into the power cab's input 1. This is for a mono setup coming out of your amp sim. You can of course use a stereo channel if you prefer to do so. Some amp sims benefit from that, but in this case I'd like to use the mono setup. And now this end, the TRS end, is going to go directly into our guitar interface. Now that we've connected the XLR cable into our FRFR speaker, we're going to go ahead and plug in the TRS input into our guitar interface. In today's example, I'm using a Universal Audio Apollo, and as you can see, I've already connected it to my computer using the XLR cable, and this XLR input is for the mic I'm using for the video. Let's go ahead and plug in the TRS into our monitor left. Now, I'm using the left channel, which is going to correspond to that mono setup we talked about earlier. Now that we have our speaker connected to the guitar interface, I've gone and plugged in my guitar right into the high Z input of my Apollo. From here, we can monitor the input signal using this dial function, as well as on the Line 6 Power Cab itself. Now, many FRFR speakers have clip indicators like the Power Cab, indicating green, yellow, and red, so you want to make sure that you're not clipping your signal, and this can be controlled using the monitor dial here, the output signal of your AmpSim plugin, as well as on the speaker. It's a bit of a balance, but eventually you're going to find the right levels to be heard over even the loudest drummers. Now that everything's connected, it's time to fire up our favorite AmpSim plugin. It can literally be any of them out there, but for this example, I'm going to use our Q Series Invader plugin, which I fired up to the AIC preset. And because I've plugged in to the high Z input on my guitar interface, I'm not using any preamp boosting. That wraps up today's video on how to plug an FRFR speaker into your guitar interface so that you can use your favorite amp sim in a live performance or band rehearsal setting. If you like the tones you heard using Invader today, be sure to check out quantumdsp.com. Have a rocking day.